Home is where the heart is. But what if you lived in a famous house?
I own the Pee Wee house.
A house that is extremely well known for appearing on a television show or in a movie.
Stifler was here. They were peeing from up there.
For many people who visit the house from their favorite TV show, it can feel like they're part of the show.
Hey, Miss Parker!
We feel a connection to them because we grew up watching them.
For the homeowner,
people would come and take fixings off the house.
it can feel like trespassing.
A new documentary looks at what happens when a house becomes the star of a TV show or movie and turns into a cultural landmark. We're talking to the director of The House From.
Tony Avallone joins us now. Good morning, Tony. Tommy, excuse me, Tommy.
Tommy, yeah. Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us, Tommy. Great, thank you. So we want to start off every year. I see this on these family Facebook pages about the Home Alone house, the address, and trying to drive past it. I imagine it's got to be an interesting experience for those homeowners.
Yeah, you know, the home actually just sold. I think the family's spending the last Christmas there like one more time, and there's going to be a new family. But the family that the Home Alone house, when they shot there, really appreciated the house. But the new family, you know, put the gate up and all that stuff. Completely understandable.
Right. I mean, you go there to that street in Winnetka, and year-round, you see people out there. What are some of the other houses that you featured in this documentary? Up next, the house from Roseanne. Tell us about that one.
Oh, yeah, that was great. You know, it's interesting about that area. It's a college town, and the person who created the show is from that area. So when we filmed there was a bunch of college kids living there, which is completely opposite from the idea of what you would think for the cast of Roseanne.
Where's that house located?
Oh God, it's been a while since we shot there.
I wasn't sure where that was
Evansville, but not in Illinois.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, but another iconic house is the Full House house in San Francisco. I understand that sold a little while ago for a lot of money.
Yeah, well, San Francisco is very pricey. You know, at the time when we filmed there, it was the creator of Full House, Jeff Franklin. He lived there. So it was awesome. It was the first house we shot for this documentary. We've done a bunch of different things. The Goonies house, a lot of John Hughes houses in Chicago, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Uncle Buck. We did about 20 different houses in our documentary. It was great.
Do you find that the people that live in the current houses embrace it, or are they annoyed and they want everybody to go away?
It's really interesting. When we spoke to the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles house, they love their amount of fans, but they admit that if they had the amount of fans of the Home Alone house, they might have a different sort of relationship with it. But like the people like Breaking Bad or at the time the Goonies house, the fans really overstep the boundaries, throwing pizza on the roof for the Breaking Bad house. So it really depends on what the relationship is with the fans.
What did you find in terms of money? Are these homeowners paid at all for use of the exterior or interior?
Yeah, it varies. You know, sometimes it's $500 if they're filming outside, $2,000 if they're filming inside. But I think that's low sort of numbers. I think there's always a different thing. The house in Altadena, California, which was in American Pie, Can't Hardly Wait, a bunch of TV shows, they're allowed to film 14 days without it being taxable. So that was sort of, you know, what's a lot of people look into as a benefit. Yeah, that house right here. But also one of the houses from Breaking Bad, not the Walter White house, but Jesse's house from Breaking Bad, she was able to buy her son a car with the amount of times they filmed there for at least just the first season.
Yeah.
I was curious about, you know, some of the houses, especially with Family Matters, which was based in Chicago, excuse me, the cultural significance of the show, especially with the opening shot, but the house is no longer there, correct?
Yeah, that's one of those situations where some of these houses get torn down. Family Matters, Alf, there's two of the three houses from What's Happening, Addams Family. So what you see is a lot of these people, when the house goes for sale, they try to save it. They did that with the Twilight House, Short Circuit, Outsiders. You know, it's sad to think that Family Matters is such an iconic show and the house is no longer there. The house that's there now does have a little plaque right next to it that says Family Matters, which is nice, but, you know, you would still want to keep that house there.
One of the most popular houses or movies shot in Chicago area, Cameron's house in Ferris Bueller. You know, the Ferrari goes through the glass and down into the ravine. What happened with that house?
We didn't actually get to go to that one house, but I know that it took like 6 years for that house to sell. At least that's what the realtor told us. So we didn't get to go to that one. It's a 90-minute movie. You can only go to so many different houses.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was one of the ones that we didn't go to.
Right. Did you have a favorite one that's featured in your documentary?
God, I mean, I'm a sucker for the movie Can't Hardly Wait.
I love
and
that.
So to go there with Ethan Umbre was fantastic for me. I was such a fan. You probably hear me in the scenes laughing because I'm just in such joy. And then to realize that it's so many other things filmed there was unreal.
The House From is streaming now on Fubo, Prime, iTunes, and Google Play. Check out the website and socials for more. You can follow Tommy on social media. Tommy, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Just want to mention that Ryan Reynolds is our executive producer and Jason Lee did the narration. So
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tommy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.